Bring in now Georgia Congressman Buddy Carter, who's also a member of the House Energy and Commerce and Budget Committees. Welcome in, Congressman. Good to see you.
And good to see you.
You know, it's hard to listen to Cori Bush because Israel's the one who wants peace, and they never asked for October the 7th. What do you make of her calls for a ceasefire and the charges of history repeating itself here?
Well, first of all, I'm all in favor of a ceasefire as soon as Hamas is wiped off the face of the earth, that is. A ceasefire makes no sense whatsoever. The only thing it will do is to give Hamas the opportunity to regroup, and to make sure that they have their weapons and to be better prepared. A ceasefire makes no sense whatsoever. There was no ceasefire on October the 7th. So, look, I get it. We all want peace, and surely these are generational wars, but we've got to make sure that this ends. And the way that it can end is for Hamas to be wiped off the face of the earth.
Yes, and they have every ability right now to release all the hostages and let the people in Gaza go freely. The IDF has been opening up those corridors for people and dropping leaflets. We know that. I also want to get your take on something, because this war obviously has exposed some fears here in our own nation about people, Hamas terrorists who have perhaps penetrated our own southern border. The FBI is pretty, vocal about being on the lookout for lone wolves. But here we have also the Biden administration. They want to use our U.S. airports as migrant camp facilities. So, there's nowhere to put everybody who's come in, and some of them could be some real bad characters. But there's 70 House Republicans had to write a letter to Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, which says we oppose these plans. Our nation's airport infrastructure, it says in part, was built to facilitate commerce and transportation, not to service housing for unvetted and undocumented migrants. It does seem, timely that this week there was also a measure on Tuesday, Congressman Carter, to give Buttigieg's salary just down to $1 here. Your thoughts on all of this and where we are as a nation here?
Well, first of all, his salary down to $1 is about $1 too much. I will add that. But, the job that he has done as Secretary of Transportation has been atrocious. I mean, his use of private planes, his slow response to the train disaster in East Palestine, and going overseas. He seems to be more concerned with Ukraine than he is with the United States here. So I'm all in favor, and I was one of those 70 signatures, by the way, calling for him to end this, using our airports to have migrants stay in. That makes no sense whatsoever. This is another example of poor management of a cabinet member, and he's a prime example of that.
Yeah, we know that they're flying them everywhere across the United States. Maybe that's part of the reason why they want to keep them there, so they can keep shuffling them around on these flights that taxpayers are paying. Unbelievable. Congressman Buddy Carter, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Take